Hi girls, it's not really Tuesday. Okay, I've recorded this way too many times, and last time I made it to 9 minutes, and that's just not acceptable. What happened was, there was a t-shirt I wanted from Cafe Press, and it took me forever to find it. There was a coupon, it was only good until midnight, so I had to do that immediately. Then I watched your videos, and when I finished, it was 11:58, so I knew I couldn't make and edit a video in 2 minutes. I've had caffeine. That's how I'm talking so quickly. Isn't that lovely? I don't have caffeine poisoning, though, which can't actually kill you unless you have too much or a heart condition, which I'm pretty sure I don't have either of those problems. And on a completely unrelated note, I wanted to show you, I finished the first half of my Slytherin scarf. Isn't it lovely? It took me 30 to 35 hours just to do this half, and I've got like about this much of the next half, so it's getting there. And Jessie, I don't remember what she called it, but she mentioned season end, and basically that started in like, I think late July, early August. We'd been talking about how it's my dream to play the Doctor, Doctor Who, and her dream to play a companion. So we recognized that that's not actually going to happen on the real show, so we decided we would make a fan-made season. The writing team started out with 6 people, and by the time it came to actually outline all of the episodes and get that done, it was just me and Jessie. And also our friend Becca, who was really upfront the whole time and was like, I can help you guys, you know, make up the plot, but I can't actually write an episode. And she's actually going to be playing a character in it, so that's good. And so we have the 2 of us writing episodes. Jessie's working on the 2nd episode, I'm working on the 1st. My goal for next week is to have my like individual episode outline done and at least the first scene written. And I'm going to talk about my nano novel, but you guys don't have to if you don't want to, if you don't feel comfortable putting that on the internet. I'm not going to be terribly descriptive about it. I'm going to be a little descriptive about it. Okay, let's go. Basically what happens is A, it's written in first person present tense. B, it's taking place in a futuristic dystopian society. And C, my main character is a 14-year-old girl whose first name starts with K. So it's going to get compared to the Hunger Games no matter what I do. Basically what it is somewhere between our time and their time, scientists discover a way to like instantly purify all of the water in the world, and it works when they purify like small vats in like labs, so they just release it into the oceans thinking, well, it'll purify everything, but instead, because like they hadn't, like something had gone wrong putting it into such a large quantity of water, it chemically altered the way water is constructed so that it's like toxic. Basically, in order to make it digestible for humans, they create this thing called the puring compound, and it has to be mixed into the water right before it's drunk, and then you can't sit there and sip at it, you have to drink it immediately because it has an expiration date of like 3 hours. And if it can still go bad when it's like in your stomach, so if it's in your stomach when it goes bad, you'll like die. And what happens is it's kind of like a cross between the Hunger Games, Harry Potter and the Extended Camping Trip, and Stargate SG-1, except not really. It kind of turns into a fetch quest because they hear this rumor that like up north there's not a colony or a civilization, something like that, where they have found a way to purify water so that it doesn't have an expiration date. And I'm not going to talk about that anymore, but that's kind of what it is, and all writers are like really critical of their work. I know this for a fact. I haven't met one single writer who's like, oh yeah, everything I write is great. That's just not true at all. That doesn't happen. But I am actually really excited about this. Partly because I don't have any huge problems with what's going on. I mean, I have some problems with it, but I recognize what they are, and they're like easy fixes that I can just go back and edit in. And also because, and this might be because I had too much caffeine and not enough sleep, that when I was writing a couple of scenes, I actually got like all teared up, and like there's one where I just almost started crying. I might have actually started crying, but I also almost actually started crying on the last day of NaNoWriMo when it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, oh my god, I can't do this, I'm freaking out, I can't do this. That lasted for about 15 minutes, but it's okay. So, considering that I was like tearing up on the first draft, I think it'll be good. Or maybe I just was, emotionally distraught that day, and it's actually just a giant pile of crap. I won't know till I go back and read it, but that is my Nano novel. And if you're willing, I would love to hear about all of yours. I know a bit about Jesse's, but that's only because we spend an inhuman amount of time together working the same job and being the same person. Yes, okay, I have talked entirely too much already, and I will let all of you get back to your incredibly busy, wonderful lives. I will see you tomorrow, Amanda.